this computer. Thank you, Laura.
You're welcome. I see it recording now. Good.
Okay. All righty. It's wonderful to have you here. So we're going to do this weird thing called sand painting. Evelyn used to do about 2 or 3 workshops of this type of painting every year. It was really one of her favorite things to do. So, I think I can see you scooch all my stuff over. So right now what I've done is I've set up a board with a piece of paper, newspaper, and I have this here. Yeah, great. I'm going to show you how I mix my paints up and show you how I do it on the long term. Okay, so I'm going to use sepia today. So what I'm going to do is squish out a good thing of sepia here into my little container. And I'm going to show you how I mix these paints up when I do a workshop. Oh. So what I do is, I have a bunch of paint. I never throw them away. Let's see, Joanne wants in. Let's let Joanne in. So I cut my tubes up. I'm going to get my fingers all messed up here, dirty with sepia. Oh, darn. There's the lid. There's the good part, most of it. Okay. And what I do is I cut the tube and I open it up like this. Sometimes this is the hard part. And there's all that tube that's in the old tube paint. And I stick it in there. Open this one up and stick it in there. I think I'm just going to throw it in for now though. And then I open up this part here. See, it's messy. Sometimes I wear gloves when I do this. So, because I'm going to have a bunch of sepia underneath my fingernails here. But that's just part of my look. So I put that in there and I add water and then I just shake it for about a day or 2. And then I use this for this painting. I don't, look at all that. I'm going to go wash my hands really fast. So that's a little better. Part of my chosen semi-profession. So there's a little bit of that. I'm going to use, I'll show you how to, I'm just going to mix these up. So about that much. This is Antwerp. Wow. Did I put that on? Oh, it's tight. And permanent rose. So these are my 3 basic colors plus sepia. I like to have one dark. That's my sepia or my Antwerp. Nope, sepia. That goes in here.
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Do you have a question?
I don't know if it's just me, but I can't see your workstation.
Okay, so Joanne, what you need to do is go to one of the blue arrows.
Okay, will do. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Okay, I'll figure it out. Thank you.
I want everybody to ask questions and
thank you.
Okay, so there's those, and now I'm just going to add a little bit of water to these. About a tablespoon. And I just mix it up with a brush. That was, I shouldn't have put the extra water in that one. All right, here's my permanent rose. If you want these to be really bright, then don't add as much water. Try not to cross-contaminate them either. There's bumblebee yellow. I'm gonna get it all over. It's a mess. This is a messy project. And here's my seed. Whoa, that's, oops, we're done now, guys. Okay, so there's the paints that I'm going to use. That was that. There. Okay, there's my paper. It has a bit of a, okay, good. So I have my little squirt bottle here. I'm going to do a little squirting. And here's my sand. I think this is from Kelly Beach. Kelly Beach sand is the best sand in the world. And I can say that because people brought Evelyn sand from all over the world. And the best sand in the world is from Kelly State Beach.
Wow, we're blessed.
Yep, we are so good. So I'm going to try to go for this flower thing, although I have done self-portrait with a flower hat on. I've done a ton of fish. You can do underwater scenes with this. It's just, I don't know how many of you know Rebecca Ellis, but Rebecca Ellis learned this technique from Evelyn also. And she's done so many beautiful paintings with it. She's done the Stations of the Cross, and she's done all the women in the Bible.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Wow.
So that's the sand. I didn't put as much down here, and I tried to make it have like a little shape because I'm thinking like a bouquet of flowers. But sometimes you have the best idea in mind, and then you get whatever. Not to have a real sharp idea, but to see what you get at the end. Okay, so now I'm going to, when I do this with a workshop, we work on half sheets or full sheets of paper. And that's when I have these big jars and we just pour the paint on. See if there's anybody else in the waiting room. Nope? Okay, good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start with yellow up here in the corners. And I'm going to start working it around. I'm going to spray this a little bit. I don't want to get salt into my paint, so I'm going to rinse my brush. Just go back in. I want the paint to go clear to the edges. I don't want any white marks on my edges. Do all the flicking I want. Better move my mats. That would be bad. So you could start with Antwerp blue. You can, I don't know, I always say use what colors are in your bathroom. These make great bathroom paintings. I think I think watercolors look great in bathrooms. So that's that one. I'm going to go to Permanent Rose now and put this more in the sand. Like this is going to be my flowers. So I'm just kind of flopping it in. And I don't know what it's going to do. Like, is it going to go into the sand? Is it going to make those kind of marks? It's very, you need to see what you're going to get. Abby?
Mailman's here.
Nice. Hi, mailman. Now, I need to make a decision if I'm gonna put a little bit of Antwerp into this or not. It'll be my third color. I think I'll leave it out. I'm gonna go to sepia. That's not very dark.
Is the paper still wettish?
It's mostly not wet.
Okay.
It's mostly kind of dry right now.
Mary Kay, what beach do you get your sand?
Kelly State Beach.
Kelly?
Yep, but any beach will work. But it needs to be beach sand because it's got salt in it. And that's part of the process. That's actually kind of pretty, those whites in there. I don't know if I want to paint over them. I think I'll just splotch in there, see what happens. So you're not going to get to see what happens with this one because I'm going to put this one out to dry.
We'll see it on your on the email.
Yeah, right. What I end up doing with this one.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the first part of the process. I take some paper towels and kind of blot these edges here so that it's not going to run all over when I move it. And, oh, yeah. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm not sure I like those hard puddles right there, so I'm going to spray them a little bit. There, I like that better. And I want to do some white paper, but not a ton. Oh boy. And then I just sort of tilt it, get it to all move around. Blot the edges a little more. That's pretty good there. I don't know, maybe I should spray that, but I think I'll leave it and see what it looks like this afternoon when it's dry. So what I would do with this painting right now is take it, oh, I got this orange thing flying out the top. I think I'm gonna tilt it a little bit and get that to go. That's better. Don't know what you're going to get. Again, I've got a couple. I think I will give this a little squirt, even though I said I wasn't going to. Ah! Well, that's what happens. You just don't know what you're going to get. That's the beauty of it. Okay. So at some point, you feel like, okay, that's good. I'm going to leave it here. And then you take it outside. Hopefully it's sunny and it'll dry fast. Takes about an hour, maybe less. Usually you can have lunch and come back and ready. That's that step.
I like the colors.
Good, because
I really like them.
I'll move this one away and then show you what I've got here. So this I did with 4 colors. I haven't gotten the sand off it. Oh, I did this morning. It didn't really dry. The best of the sand is all the way dry. Here, I'm gonna. Sometimes the sand really sticks and sometimes it all falls off. Yes.
Yeah.
Then you get to look at it and you say, what does it look like? Can I turn it into flowers? Or is it a self-portrait with a hat? Is it a butterfly? That's a butterfly right there. 2 wings and 4 wings and even those. I'm gonna turn this into a butterfly later. You guys see the butterfly that I see?
Yes.
So that one will be a butterfly. Oh, I spilled the sepia.
Uh-oh. You better take a break and clean up the sepia. I like the the butterfly idea. Wow.
Yeah, then I would just, yeah.
That's going to be beautiful.
I might get to that today even. Here, we'll just set that aside a little bit.
I like how you turn it around to look for shapes, like looking at the clouds and trying to figure out what we see in the clouds.
Okay, the sepia just got on this one,
Uh-oh.
which is too bad.
Yeah.
I'll just wipe it off and mat it out or turn that into a butterfly or something, who knows.
There you go. There you go.
This is one that I did yesterday. And this was the same 3 colors, yellow, permanent rose, and sepia. So this one I could turn into a set of flowers to show you how that goes. So that one, the sand's all off this one, well, mostly. Okay, so that's one example. Now, this one, I did phthalo, yellow, green, and indigo, and permanent rose. And to me, I see a face. I see 2 eyes and a nose and a chin or something, and a big, fluffy, curly hair and shoulders.
Wow, that's cool.
So I would turn this one into a face.
Awesome.
Here is the one that I showed on the email yesterday. Well, I just turned this into a vase and I went around some flowers. And this kind of shows up over here. But now if I put my fingers there and take it away, and then I miss it. So I like that light spot. And then I took some of that color and put it in here.
Nice.
I see a child sitting in a bubble bath.
Oh,
That's good.
I love that.
Her little brown hair and her little 2 eyes and nose and mouth, and then her
Yeah.
body, and then a pink skirt or legs, and then all the bubbles around her in a little tub.
Wow.
I see that.
That's so cool.
I see it.
I do too.
Good.
That's cool.
Okay, now this is one, I guess I did this morning. Oh, this didn't really. I'm not going to do too much here. I have a big case. You might have to start helping me see something. It's the back of a head. It's a red head. I don't know.
I see a tree.
A tree. Yeah, fall tree.
Mm-hmm.
Mountain with a tree, that would work. Yeah, so just turn it into anything you see.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
So I think I'll do then to show you the how I remove the top work. Just take that one. And if I get a chance, I will do another one too. This is one that I did yesterday. I did it with bumblebee yellow, permanent rose, and sepia. So the same 3 colors that I used today. Now I use my palette, and I kind of like using a 10 brush, but a 4 would work just fine. So the first thing I have to do is to sort of figure out what I'm going to do. So these look like flowers for sure, these white things down here. That doesn't give me much of a vase though. What happens if they go like that? That's top heavy. Well, I think it needs to be this way. So I'm just going to have some flowers hanging over the vase or the big bowl. So, or I can do like Jeannie Carbonetti and just not put the bottom of the vase in the picture. Doesn't have to be the bottom of it. Maybe this is just, yeah, why don't I do that? So this is my sepia. I guess maybe I could work from the little jar of it, although I spilled it all over now. So I'm going to pretend that I have a brown vase. Work around these flowers. Someone has a mockingbird.
Yeah, I think that's me.
That is wonderful.
Is that what you're hearing, the mockingbird?
Here, mockingbird.
I didn't know that's what it was. I can mute it if it's annoying.
I like it.
Okay, good.
Well, that certainly is a brown thing at the bottom. That's
That's good.
I'm going to try and put some permanent row and just start working over here a little bit. Okay, so that's obviously, this is a flower. These are flowers here. And then I'm going to kind of make that disappear out to the side. There's the disappearing edge that highlighted that flower in there. This right in here could be a flower. So I'll take some permanent, I'll take all three colors. Like a carnation almost or something. And then I'm gonna make that be a disappearing edge. So there's 3 or so. This is a nice flower. I guess I can make it that big. No, let's keep it small. So whatever color is in the paper is the one that I just go over it with. I don't. Okay. That actually kind of ended up like being a dark flower. That looks like a pansy almost.
Pretty.
So now I'm going to work at the top a little bit. I think I'll make this white one my top flower, and I'm going to go around it a little bit to highlight it. And yellow is dirty with my brush colors. I don't want that. I want a nice clean yellow. More water. Okay, worked. Oh, here's a flower. Maybe I will paint it positive. See how that works. That's more than this one. I don't know what that is yet. The blob. I like these little white ones on the side. So I just try to just take one flower at a time, really, and just kind of figure out what's going on. And not worry about it too much. I'm not really painting a perfect picture of it. I'm just suggesting it, so people have to look at it themselves and figure out what it looks like. So yeah, here, I think that ended up being like a flower. I'm gonna go to the outside of this one. With,
I like the just suggesting and people figure it out. That's cool.
a lot of, I painted, you name it. What do you think? Is it better if I add color to these or leave them? Well, maybe I'll leave that one. Is this a flower? I think I kind of almost have to. What I'm going to try to do right now is just put a few big darks in. I'm gonna not make it perfectly brown though, sepia. I'm gonna have sepia and burnt permanent rose with it. And I just want to do a few very, very darks. So that there's one kind of there already, so I'll put one there. That one needs a center, dark center in that one. I don't know if that worked or not. And you just have to be brave.
Yes. It's like, that's why we like watching you, Mary Kay. You're brave. Practicing bravery.
I don't know about yellow centers. That's not working for me. Okay, now I need to, do I want to put a few little keys or am I done?
A few little what?
Flickies.
Oh, flicks. Okay.
Yeah, flicks or little like,
Uh-huh. Splatter little.
yeah, why don't I just do, not, let's, always good to just, you know, right now if we were in class, we'd go and look at everybody else's paintings and I could just let this sit for a bit.
Right.
I'm gonna try some streaks of pink down this bowl or whatever it is.
Yeah, that makes it better. Yeah.
I'm gonna darken this corner. That one too. No guts, no glory.
Cool.
Love the colors.
I think I'm about, I don't like how the one up here is. Maybe you just need some dark to really get our eye in. Now I haven't put any stems or leaves in, but I can do that.
So are you going to do that?
I don't know. I'm gonna think about it for a second.
Do any of your other ones have stems or leaves?
No, but they have these twirlies. Like I've put in twigs.
Oh,
Maybe I'll put some twigs in. I'm kind of feeling like that's getting there.
it's pretty. I like it.
Yeah.
And okay, so let me blow dry it. Oh.
Sorry, ladies. I thought I was on mute. I'm gonna make a noise.
That
I'm not very good at.
was good.
So these little Maybe I should do this with my rigger. If I have it here. I do. So. Too much? One more?
It's beautiful. It almost looks like a giant cupcake, one of those really elegant ones, though.
Ooh, now you're making me hungry.
Sorry.
Very good. Here's a second one. I'm just trying to decide if I want to, maybe just like a little one. There, okay. So now, here we go on that one. I'm gonna just call that one done.
Looks good.
Very good.
Very pretty.
Do you want to see me do top work on another one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the squiggly lines. I think they made a good thing.
What did I think this was? I can't remember now.
The face was it,
Butterfly.
or
That's
the
What was,
face? A face, wasn't it? A face?
I thought, is that your butterfly or is that something else?
oh, this
oh,
was
yeah. It's like a butterfly.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
good remembering. Good
Yeah.
job.
Butterfly for sure.
It almost looks like a swan taking off, you know, with the little head up on the top.
Oh yeah, I see the head and the tail, the long tail. Yeah,
Right.
that's a kind of cool too.
Okay, so this one's not totally dry. When you rub off the sand, when it's not all the way dry, a lot of times you get some smearing. This one's not smearing though, so that's good. The magnetite in the sand is what really makes it stick. So sometimes it doesn't all come off. And then if you are putting it in a show and the sand is not all off, then you have to put sand. It becomes mixed media. But if you
Oh,
put all the sand, then it's transparent watercolor.
So is the idea to always take off all the sand?
If you're just doing a transparent watercolor, you have to get off all the sand, and it'll look like it's still on. I kind of like it when some of the sand stays on. If you ever frame these, you'll catch little the sand over time will sort of fall off, and you'll have a little bit of sand at the bottom of your frame in your mat. Okay, so here's a butterfly. So
yeah.
why don't I put the body in and the little thingies, antenna. So I used all the 3 primaries and dark on this, but I'm gonna, okay, so I'm trying to think. Well, why don't I not worry about it too much and just do it? That would be a lot better. And then almost like a moth because, well, yeah, I think I'll just do this. I'm just gonna do it. What the heck? It's just a piece of paper.
Looks pretty already.
Yeah, it does.
Huh?
Mhm.
Nice.
Wash that out to the, soften that out to the side. get some reds in there, which is the,
It's so three-dimensional.
I know, huh?
I didn't get this the same shape as the other side. But I think you guys get the idea, which is what this is all about, so.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so pretty.
So I think I'll just stop like with that.
Mm-hmm.
Gorgeous.
Perfect.
Those are the types of things that you can do with this. I'm going to put me back on so we can, so I can see you and talk. All right, good.
Wow, that was great.
Yeah, very fun.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I'm going to the beach to get some sand.
Does, since it's not just gonna quit on me, does anybody have any questions? No?
Well,
So you were saying something about if sand is left on the painting, what is it called? It's a different kind of medium, right?
If the sand is on the paper and you're putting it into a show, it's considered mixed media because you've used sand and watercolor. So you can't put it into a watercolor show. It has, I mean, unless you have permission.
Even if the sand is gone, it's still mixed media.
No, if the sand is gone, then it's just watercolor.
And the same with salt.
I think salt you can get away with.
Cool.
Oh, Mary Kay, you're saying that you just took off the excess sand and left some sand on the painting?
I leave on the sand if it's really, really sticky and it's too hard to get off.
Okay.
Because sometimes it gets really, really sticky.
Yeah.
I see somebody beat.
Does it pick up some of the color, the sand that stays on?
No. Ah, boy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it picks up the color. You're never really quite sure what it's going to do. If it's going to protect the sand or protect the paper from getting paint, or if it's going to make the paint colors meld together. So you really don't go in with too many expectations. Just put it down, make the colors pretty or ugly, and then see what it looks like.
So mine came out very muted colors, very pale. You
Yeah.
said you could mix more paint to make it stronger, to make stronger colors. Is that right?
Yes. So if it came out muted, then two things happened. Probably two things. One is you didn't mix your paint strong enough to begin with, or you sprayed it, or you captured a lot with paper towels on the side. So you could just start over.
It was running in big puddles off to the side. So
Yep. And then it won't be as strong.
Yeah.
The colors won't be as strong.
How long do you keep those jars for?
Go ahead, say that again, Laura.
And how long do you keep the paints in the jars that you've mixed? Do you keep them for a
Years.
long time? Years, okay.
They don't go bad. The French ultramarine blue will start to stink, but it's still, the paint is good.
Why does it stink?
I don't know.
Interesting.
does it mildew?
Who's that?
that's mine. I did it wrong. I did
There's
a lot
no
of work.
wrong. Wow, it's beautiful.
But
Well, that's
I
great.
was supposed to let
paint dry, I did it so backwards.
You came up with a new technique.
Oh, well,
Show us again, Dee.
all right, sorry.
It looked pretty.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to keep talking though, I think, if you're
Oh,
in,
do you
if you're in
want-
speaker
okay,
view.
sorry. Yeah, so I did it totally backwards. I wet the whole thing, even the back, because it was curling up. And so I wanted it to lay flat. And then I just started pouring colors all over it. And then as it was drying, I took out some of the color so I could go back and make these flowers more detailed.
Pretty, I think.
Yeah.
Mhm. Looks good.
Does look good.
So,
I'm going to stop the recording.
I really love that butterfly. It's not gorgeous.